Sometimes the very thing people think disqualifies you is the very thing God will use to deliver you. In Judges chapter 3, Israel is under oppression for 18 years, not 18 days, not 18 months, 18 years under King Eglon of Moab. And when they cry out, God does not send the biggest warrior. He sends a left-handed man. Definitely got me interested because I'm left-handed. Judges 3:12 says, "And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord." Notice the word again. This is the cycle: sin, oppression, crying out, deliverance, peace, and sin again. And sometimes the oppression we blame on the devil is actually discipline allowed by God. God strengthened Eglon against Israel. Now, that means sometimes your pressure isn't random, it's corrective. But thank God, when they cried out, he raised up a deliverer. Verse 15 says, "But when the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord raised them up a deliverer, Ehud, a man left-handed." In Hebrew, it literally means restricted in his right hand. In that culture, soldiers were trained right-handed. Just like in this culture, kids today are trained to write with their right hand. Now, I don't know how expressive that is today, but my teachers tried to make me write right-handed, but I was too stubborn for it. And they did that also with my sons. And also, weapons were worn on the left thigh and guards checked the left side. But Ehud straps his dagger on his right thigh. Why? Because he was left-handed. And what looks like limitation was positioning. So if he had been right-handed, the guards would have found the weapon. And if he had been normal, he would have been predictable. If he had been typical, he would have been searched correctly. But because he was different, he got through. Somebody needs to hear this. Your difference is not your disadvantage. It's your strategy. Ehud says to the king, "I have a secret message for thee, O king." The king dismisses everyone. Then Ehud reaches with his left hand, pulls the dagger from his right thigh, and drives it into Eglon. This wasn't chaos. This was calculated obedience. God doesn't just use strength. He uses wisdom. And afterward, Ehud escapes, blows the trumpet, leads Israel and destroys 10,000 Moabites and secures 80 years of peace. Deliverance began with one bold move. Now I imagine people overlook Ehud. Can he even fight? Something's wrong with his right hand. He's not built like the others, but heaven had already chosen him. And here's the danger. People will mislabel what God is preparing. You're not weak. You're wired differently. And the same thing that caused rejection will become the weapon. Now, Ehud was an unlikely deliverer, but he was temporary. Israel would fall again. And this points us to a greater deliverer. Jesus didn't look like what they expected either. Everyone expected Jesus to come in like a king, and he is a king. And they expected pomp and circumstance, and they didn't get it. Isaiah chapter 53 says, "He hath no form nor comeliness," meaning he looked extraordinarily handsome, or he just looked average. They overlooked him, they rejected him, and they crucified him. But what looked like weakness on a cross became the dagger that defeated sin. So in conclusion, let me close like this. Stop apologizing for how God made you. Stop wishing you were built like someone else. Stop comparing your wiring, because the weapon is on the other side. And what they overlooked is exactly what God will use. If you cry out, God will raise up deliverance. And sometimes that deliverance is you. So continue to renew your mind. Enough said.